Everyone. Excuse me. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for having me on. My name is Ryan Kingsley. I represent Indiana Tech. A lot of people have not heard of Indiana Tech, and that's okay. We are a small university up in Fort Wayne. It's a private nonprofit. Um, Fort Wayne campus is more of our traditional studies. So if you, let's say you finish high school, you want to go get that college experience where you live in a dorm, take 4 to 6 classes a semester. That's our campus in Fort Wayne. Here in Lafayette, in one of 17 regional campuses, I represent the College of Professional Studies, which is more of an online or evening class format. So the way that kind of works, this is just kind of a rough breakdown of Indiana Tech as far as the College of Professional Studies. Every 6 weeks, we start a new class. So we're starting a new session every 6 weeks. You're focused on one class at a time throughout your entire degree. Now, I do have students that double up in sessions here and there just so they can finish faster, but it just depends on your comfortability with the coursework and the structure, because each class is 6 weeks. It's an accelerated program, but because you only focus on that one class, everything is tied together in that 6 weeks. So the way this format came about is because of who I'm going to say, cater to, or who we generally see as our students. So someone who is in the workforce, let's say they have a full-time job, they work at Wabash National in their human resources department, but they don't have a degree. They started in college years ago. They had to leave college for some reason. So now they come back. They want to get their degree so they can move up. Um, Perfect fit with Indiana Tech, because with our 1 week or our one class at a time format, it fits in with that working adult schedule. There's really not a set time you have to be logged on or in class because it's online. Your assignments are due Wednesdays and Saturdays. Those are the 2 days that are of importance. And as long as you meet those deadlines, you can do it at your own convenience. So sitting at home in your pajamas at 2 a.m. on your couch, you can be writing a paper, so on and so forth, and you're not in a seat doing it in front of a classroom. So those are kind of the benefits of Indiana Tech as far as our learning platform, and the way we go about doing things. We have 45 different degrees that are all online, and those grow every year. This year we added a construction management, electrical engineering technology, and mechanical engineering technology. So those are 3 degrees that we have seen in high demand. And that's kind of what we want to put out there for our students to be able to gain access to. Um, we're here within individual communities to help grow the community and develop the community. And part of my job is that I talk to students, I talk to potential students, and I talk to companies to see what's needed and to see how I can help people progress along in what they want to do. So for me, this partnership with the Excel Center started, it was probably about 6 months after I first started with Indiana Tech. I thought that because of the format that the Excel Center goes with, it's kind of an individualized learning platform for each student. It's accelerated. You work at your own pace, and if you go fast, you go fast. Um, but they kind of match up with our program in that we kind of leave you alone to do what you do. Um, and then again, part of my job is if I see that there's some help needed or things like that, I can also be a swift kick in the rear end if need be, because I'm there as your counselor throughout the whole degree. Not only do I enroll you as a student, but I do work with you as far as your academic advising, your schedule. Um, Not much I can do with financial aid just because laws govern that, but I can help facilitate answers between us, the financial aid department, and so on and so forth. Um, so that's Indiana Tech in a nutshell. That's what I do. Um, my job is fun. I get to talk to people. I get to sit across from one another. Now it's a little different because we have masks on and things like that. But it's still the interaction. For me, it's the joy of helping someone achieve something that they want to. So if, let's say you have an online eBay business or something of that nature, and that's where your interests are. Um, for me, you tell me that, I'm going to try to link you and show you information on our business administration and entrepreneurial studies. That's going to equip you with a lot of the knowledge the book knowledge that you're going to need in order to further that career and make it into something even bigger. So yeah, that's part of my job is I connect people with what degrees that we do have, and I just try to help you along in that path. At this point, I don't have any more about what I want to share with Indiana Tech. There's a lot of things that I could share, but it might not apply to everyone. So I like these to be a little more interactive. If there are questions, if anybody has any specific questions, whether it be financial aid, specific degree programs, anything, there's really no question off limits. I'll answer it to the best of my ability.
Do you want? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Tabby. This is great that you're just jumping in. I was going to say, do you want them to just kind of unmute and ask questions or share their interests with you? Would that be helpful?
That would be perfect. Yeah. And however, whatever format works the best, if you want to like do that raised hand emoji or whatnot, or do something, either or, I'm good.
Perfect. I saw Tabby was already asking. So Tabby, do you want to go ahead and share?
Yeah, I have like two things. So like, is this like a college type thing?
Yes, it absolutely is. And that's a good question because I didn't really cover that. A lot of times I assume things, and that's never a good thing. If you put the first part of that and the last part of that, that's usually what it makes of me. Indiana Tech is a 4-year university. We're a private nonprofit out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We do offer associate degrees, so a 2-year degree. We also offer bachelor degrees, a 4-year degree, and we also offer graduate degrees and PhDs. So you can go all the way. You can get your associate's, bachelor, master, and doctorate all with Indiana Tech. And new as of last year, we instituted undergraduate certificates and graduate certificates. So within the two programs, like you can get an undergraduate certificate, which is 6 classes long, and you can be certified in like management, HR, marketing, a couple different concentrations. But yes, we are a full-fledged university where you can earn a higher education.
I wanted to do mortuary science.
Mortuary science. Unfortunately, that is not one that we have. And I don't know if, I haven't done much research on it, but that might be something where like I don't know if Ivy Tech, forgive me while I look away. You're going to see me look at another screen. But I'm just going to do a quick search here real quick. Because there's other places. Yes, Ivy Tech does have a mortuary science program. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna read too much off of that, but in just doing like a quick Google search, if there's something that you're interested in, this is how I always start things, and be as specific as you can in the Google search, because that's going to help out greatly with your results. So mortuary science, Ivy Tech, and then it pulls up their mortuary science degree. Why choose this program? It's going to give you the cost and things like that. And part of my job in doing these types of conversations or these types of presentations is I'm not looking for everybody to be like, oh, please sign me up. I want Indiana Tech. No, if it's not a right fit for you, I'm not going to say, oh, you should come to us. It's for me, I want you to do what's best for you. So that being said, Ivy Tech has a mortuary science program. And there could be other ones out there. That was just the first one that I looked up. But when you're doing a college search, there's some things that you want to be mindful for. And that gets us into another topic. And thank you, Tabby, for asking that, because there are important things in looking for a college. First is accreditation. Ivy Tech, Indiana Tech, Purdue, we all share regional accreditation, which is the highest accreditation a university can get. So that basically what that means is if you take classes with us, beyond most reasonable doubt, they're going to transfer to a Purdue. They're going to transfer to another university. As you get lower in the accreditation process, where they might be nationally accredited, or some have no accreditation within a degree field. Those things you want to look out for, because you want to make sure that they are accredited in the program that you're searching. If they are not accredited, that means they have not undergone the necessary steps to make sure that their curriculum matches up with the field. so what the field requires. So very important when you're looking for that. That's how a lot of scams happen, is there's places out there that say they offer certain degrees and things like that, but they have no accreditation in that field. So basically you're just paying for a piece of paper that says, I did all this work and paid all this money. It's not recognized by anybody in this industry. So that's just my public service announcement on accreditation. Make sure that what you're searching for is accredited. Very good question. Very good question.
Does anybody in here have any questions about different programs before I ask online if there's another person? I said no over here, a few people. We have a couple of people that I think they aren't sure like what they want to do. So it's kind of like
I have a question.
famous. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Lynette will ask her question, and then mine's like, what are you guys famous for? Like, what are your most recognized programs? So they can just kind of know that. But yeah, Lynette, go ahead.
I want to get into like service work, like peer recovery or something like that. Do you guys have any programs for that?
We do. While they're not like certified courses to get into things like that, but we have a child development degree. We have human services. And then we also have a psychology degree. So those three right there, depending on what branch that you kind of want to go to, are a right fit. I say a right fit. It's a correct fit for that type of field work. We have a partnership with Valley Oaks here in Lafayette and the surrounding communities, and I have a number of their employees who are pursuing a human services degree or a psychology degree. So those kind of go hand in hand. If somebody has a strong interest in psychology, then I usually tie in a human services minor with that. Or if they have a strong human services passion for the degree, I always put them in a psych minor because it's the same. You don't have to take any extra classes in the human services degree to get a psych minor. So for me, they go hand in hand. But yes, if you're looking to go into that type of service, helping people, whether it be mental health, probation, juvenile settings, those three degrees apply. We also have a criminal justice rehabilitative services degree, which gets you more in the lines of whether it be working in probation, parole, corrections, that type of thing.
Okay, thank you.
Is that kind of where you're steering towards?
Yeah, I haven't decided. Like I just had said to one of my life coaches that I had originally wanted to do like addiction, like to help with that, because I know that there's like a need for that right now.
Huge.
And I said, well, maybe I won't go into that. Maybe I'll just do like mental health just in general. And she was like, no, there's such a need for addiction right now that you should really, if you qualify for that there's really such a need for it. And if you're passionate about it, then go for that.
I would 100% agree. In talking with people in that industry, like through Valley Oaks, there is a huge demand for people to go into that field. Is it the most financially rewarding? No.
I've already looked that up, but I think that the self-satisfaction that I would get from it and seeing that I can actually help others, I think that would be way more than I could ever get paid.
I think you are absolutely correct. And yeah, yep, that's a paycheck for the heart is what I call it. And you know, I'm 44 years old and I've done a lot of different things in my career. The most rewarding for me was a corrections officer at a juvenile prison. I did that for a couple years, and if I didn't have to move away from that area, I would still be doing it today, because that was the most rewarding job that I've ever had, and it was the least paying job that I've ever had. So when you say that the rewards are more than the paycheck, and it's very true. That's what I found in my years of working, is it's not just the money that's important that you bring into your bank or bring into your life. It's what you do with it. It's what you do with your time. It's what you do to make a difference. That's where you get the real satisfaction from, in my opinion. That's just one guy speaking. But yeah, thanks for touching my heart today, Lynette. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else have questions? Any concerns about filling out financial aid documents, what that looks like?
Yeah, we're supposed to go over that. We were supposed to go over that Wednesday with Miss Kelsey, but then our she wants to have like actual financial aid, like representatives.
Mhm.
She's working on getting that scheduled. So I postponed that. I know that we have to get it done by March 5th. Is that correct? If I
State,
go to school and get the most money.
the state deadline and federal deadlines, both April 15th.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought March 5th. Maybe something at Purdue used to be March 5th. I
I
can't
think
remember.
in years past, it was that. I try to steer
April.
clear of all the financial aid stuff as much as I can. Just
No,
because
you're good.
it's a,
Me
it's
too.
a, it's such a personal document because of the financial aspect of it and things like
Yep.
that. But the best thing that I can say about the FAFSA and the financial aid, yes, it is a little bit daunting, but don't be afraid of it because it is the one thing that could provide you with, I'm going to say, free money for college. So there's a difference between grants and loans, which you'll be eligible for by filling out the FAFSA. The grants, if you're awarded any grants, accept those with open arms and don't look back because they don't have to be paid back. The loans, on the other hand, whether it be subsidized or unsubsidized, they do have to be paid back. So be cautious of those. But yes, any grants or scholarships that are not tied to loans, those are the best ones to get. And as long as you file on time or in advance, that will get you eligible for anything the state has available, anything that the federal government has available, or anything the specific institution that you're applying to has available. So yeah, it's best to get those done when the deadline is there.
Perfect. Kind of like taxes.
Yes.
That's really good. So what would you say are the main programs that you guys are recognized for?
Just recently, and it's funny because we get all these surveys done and things like that, but the U.S. News and World Report just ranked us 65 out of 100 for our online business degrees. So the way I look at that is 65 out of 100, that's 65%. That's an F in general speaking terms, but it's not. Is that an F? It's
I'd give it a D as a math teacher. So it's
okay.
better than an F.
It's yeah, I was never math.
That's a good point. For college, that's a good point. Somebody mentioned that at a college, a 65 might be, depending on the class, an F. Okay, I'll take it.
I think a D is correct. But without all that, a 65 out of 100 in the nation. So they pulled all universities in the nation, and we were ranked 65 out of 100.
Out of the top 100 already, which is really good to be on that list, even
Absolutely.
for 99 or 100, right?
Right.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah. So I do roll it into a little bit of a joke just because that's kind of my personality. But yeah, to be 65 out of the top 100 in the nation for business, online business degrees, I was pretty impressed with that. And I can attest to the MBA part of it. I started my graduate degree a year ago. And I like the format. I like the instructors. I like the way that I learn things and progress through it on kind of my own ambition. It leaves me the opportunity to do things at my own will, as long as I meet the deadlines of assignments and things like that. But yes, our business degrees, whether it be bachelor or graduate, you can also get the undergrad certificates or the grad certificates in either of the business degrees. But there's a lot of different concentrations within them. So I'll name kind of the biggies: management, human resources, marketing, production management has grown in considerable popularity. Those are the four biggies out of our business degree. We also offer criminal justice, that is gaining in popularity, cybersecurity, psychology. Those would be our biggies.
Definitely very marketable careers right now.
That's kind of what we try to do, and part of why we do what we do in my profession is not only am I in admissions, but I'm also on track to like speak with corporations within the communities that I'm involved in and find out what types of degrees employers are looking for. So if I go to let's say Subaru, and they are saying, well, there's just not enough applicants out there for supply logistics. Those are things that I take back to my higher ups in our academic affairs department and say, you know, the people that I'm hearing from want something in supply logistics, quality control, things of that nature. And lo and behold, next year we're going to have a degree come out in supply logistics and quality control. So that's kind of why we do what we do, just to get a better feed for what's needed and how we can match up students to opportunities here locally.
That's awesome. Thank you for like sharing an overview and also answering a few people's questions. We really appreciate your time on that today. What I think
Is
I
there
might
like
do
a number
is-
or a website for us to check it out?
There you go.
Absolutely. Usually what I do, and I know this is going to be more difficult in a format where there's more people, but usually I would get like your name, your email address, and your home phone, and then I would email you whatever information you're looking for.
I think I'll create a, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to create a breakout room. I'm going to put Ryan into that breakout room. And then those of you who want more information specifically about Indiana Tech, I'll put you into the breakout room with him. You guys could have a discussion. And then when you're kind of done discussing with Ryan, you'll return to the main room so I can send somebody else, because he has a lot of good expertise that would really work one-on-one with the people interested. So Lynette, it seems like you have some interest in some of the programs. So how would you two feel about going into a breakout room?
I'm cool.
Oh, cool.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to end the recording just so this will be posted based on an overall overview of Indiana Tech, and your specific conversations don't get recorded.